Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of My Little Conversations. My name is Wanjiko Edna, and I think today I'm back to default, back to recording in my bed in pajamas, with a bonnet on my head in the most chill environment. But today was just a lazy day, and for whatever reason, I just felt like yapping. Yeah, but I also realized I don't know if you have ever gotten to this point in some sort of way, maybe in your school or work or creative spaces or whatever. So I was thinking about, okay, what can I actually talk about? What can I tell people? What more is there to say? Especially when I consider that when I started this podcast in 2024, the beginning of 2024, my life was in shambles. I felt like I had no friends. I felt like I had no one to talk to. I was in a bad position with both my parents, my sibling. I don't know. We just had an awkward relationship, I would say that. And I know, like, I am probably, as big as this may sound, I am putting my dirty laundry out there. But I guess, like, I saw it in a negative way, kind of, because now I have people to yap to about my problems in my life and the good, the bad, the exciting, the mundane. But now I'm wondering, okay, now because I have this outlet that's friends and family and everything, what about my podcast? What do I talk about on there? And I guess it's something that I actually kind of struggled with for a bit, especially, okay, during my unscheduled break for months where I practically didn't have a phone. I was like, okay, I don't have an option. But now that I'm back, half the time I'm always wondering, okay, this podcast should probably grow as time goes by. And yes, I have seen the growth in the numbers, in my confidence behind a microphone, in this also me articulating myself. And yeah, I think I can see the growth in so many other aspects, but sometimes the expectations that you have for yourself or for the things that you have built, I don't know, sometimes they make you wonder, they make you want to rethink, reevaluate, because now what? When if genuinely speaking, when I started this podcast, I just wanted an outlet. I just wanted something small to call my own because I was in a very weird place, to say the least. And now that I have achieved everything that I wanted in the initial point of starting this podcast, now I'm asking myself, okay, what more is there to give? What more is there to put into this little thing that I started? And yeah, I guess sometimes you actually, maybe you start from a point of thinking, okay, I'll probably never get there, but that's one of my goals. And you write it down, and it seems so big, and it seems so far-fetched, and it seems almost unachievable. Because as crazy as it might sound, this podcast right here it was like my first voice acting or voiceover kind of gig. And that's how I actually got to practice voice acting. That's how I got to articulate my words and bring out my words how I was thinking, like thinking of them. And yeah, now I was able to put my feelings, my thoughts into words and actually try make people understand me. Because to be honest, in 2024, beginning of 2024, I felt so misunderstood by people, by everyone around me. And now, to be honest, like, I think I've never felt this tight with my both my friends and family. at the same time. And I think there's just a certain comfort with it, or rather, a certain comfort that comes with it. Because you mean like that one thing that I kind of really yearned for 2 years ago is just, and it feels so out of reach. It's right here, like with me. Like it's not at arm's length, it's seated right here with me. It's not going anywhere, it's here, like iko hapa. Like I finally got what I wanted. So now that makes me ask myself, okay, I guess when I was there, I was hoping and praying for wings. Now that I have the wings, what more is there to do? Spread my wings and fly. And I guess I'm just trying to picture what that looks like for me for this podcast going forward. And yeah, so I guess sometimes the small struggles, like me figuring out what I actually want to talk about on here, is part of the growth. Because now the boring stories about a guy in a mat who was trying to hit on me, or some random story about my day, there's someone else who actually gets to listen to that every day or every other day. And I think sometimes the fact that there is someone listening on the other end and there's a response makes it way better. But anyway, that's not my point. Um, my point is, with growth, sometimes you get to try and you want to try and reevaluate at some point, and I guess that's where I'm at right now. And yeah, but anyway, without much further ado, drum rolls. So we are now officially on YouTube, audio only. I like it for myself, for us, for me, for this podcast. I think it was long overdue. And yeah, I think the guys and girls who are always complaining that they don't have Spotify, or they just don't want Spotify, now have something for themselves. And I think it's also part of the growth and the redefining what more this little platform can do. And yeah, I guess with that, we just take small steps as we move. I think that's the one beauty of this podcast. I didn't peer pressure, and I don't know if that's a good thing, or it's just that I'm too comfortable in it sometimes. I don't know. But I think it's a good thing that YouTube didn't feel like so much. I guess because I just started with what I had, and I just went with what I had at the point where I was when I started it. I remember that day like so well when the thought came to me. I was on holiday somewhere, probably in Meru or Mount Kenya, on a road trip, and I think when I was coming back home is when I was like, okay, I'm going back to my boring life after a nice long like vacation, and now like I'm going back to real life. So what do I have to give the world? What do I get to do with myself? Or what are the next steps, or the small things that I want for myself? And I remember so well that the one thing that I really desired was to be able to actually use my words just for myself, just to express myself better, to articulate myself better. And yeah, I will say without a doubt, I am that girl right now. So I guess this is also an encouragement that sometimes the things that seem so far fetched, they're just really close by. You just have to like put in the work, put in the effort, and sometimes the effort could be effortless, especially if it's something you like doing. Like I like talking. I think I can talk and talk and talk, especially in a space where I feel safe. Yeah, and sometimes I try and ask myself, like, Ugo, sure, like you talk about your life and you post it and you're okay with that. Like, what's like how safe do you feel doing that? But I don't know. I just can't talk about. I can't fully express how. I just feel like at least I can. just talk to my phone and then post this later, and whoever thinks whatever they think, I don't really give a damn. And I'm not even there for their reaction firsthand. And yeah, so, and also my mantra is always, you pick whatever works for you, whatever doesn't, just leave it. You don't have to like use every single piece of advice or do every single thing that your favorite person does or do everything that your podcaster says you should do. Sometimes it's just as simple as pick what works for you and go about your life. You don't have to do ABCD just because Nani said do ABCD and in that order. Anyway, without further ado, I will close this right here. Today, considering I have recorded at the comfort of my bed, I am just, yeah, I did this just so that there's actually an episode. To be honest, today is one of those lazy days, and I realize there's no episode for tomorrow. So, yeah, anyway, before my trail of thoughts just starts diverting to other, probably too intimate stuff, which is controversial because I'm always saying very intimate things over here. But anyway, yeah, without much further ado, I will end this right here. I'll keep it sweet, short, nothing much. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you'll be able to rewrite your story or reinvent yourself or that little thing that you're doing for yourself. It's been nice talking, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.